Good evening and welcome to the Rowan Report. I'm Katie Francis. Tonight's headlines include newly petitioned clubs under the SGA, Rowan's new esports program, and an inside look at the 5-day weather forecast. Good afternoon and welcome to the Rowan Rundown. I'm Katie Francis reporting to you live with the Rowan Rundown News Team. The Rowan University Student Government Association met again virtually on Monday, March 8th for their biweekly Senate meeting. During the meeting, the SGA announced that the Rowan Center for Holocaust, Genocide, and Human Rights is officially a petitioned organization on campus. Here's a hot topic. Rowan University's president Ali Hushman's Bottled Hot Sauce is an innovative project that has helped raise millions of dollars for the Student Emergency Scholarship Fund at Rowan. This fund is a scholarship specifically designed to help students who run into major financial humps during their college career. All of the production costs for the hot sauce are funded through donations. Meanwhile, Hushman has no interest in personally profiting from his hot sauce idea. Coming up, find out which star activists headlined the 4th Annual Feminist Activist Symposium at Rowan University.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
As the COVID-19 vaccines become available, you might be asking yourself, should I get it? And if I do, will I be able to go about life without putting my family at risk? You've got questions, and that's normal. The fact is, the vaccines are safe and effective. They're going to save lives. To get the latest on the COVID-19 vaccines, visit getvaccineanswers.org, because getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed. It's up to you.
The Rowan University Office of Social Justice, Inclusion, and Conflict Resolution hosted its 4th Annual Feminist Activist Symposium in celebration of International Women's Day on Monday, March 8th. The keynote speaker, Feminista Jones, a renowned social justice activist and author, spoke about finding one's identity and using it to help those who are less fortunate. Dr. Joanna Murphy, the Assistant Director of Women's and Inclusions Programs, said, quote, "We must recognize where and how far we have come, and simultaneously reach behind us to uplift and support marginalized communities," end quote. Now let's hear Amanda's opinion on living in the middle of a pandemic and going to college.
In my opinion, I believe that COVID-19 pandemic has greatly affected all schools around the country, including my school, Rowan University. I've never experienced a pandemic before, and it totally turned my world upside down. One day, I was living a normal life, and then all of a sudden, the country's under lockdown for months. Thankfully, I've never gotten COVID-19. In my opinion, I believe that Rowan went about the virus in a very efficient and safe way. After spring break last year, we went directly into remote schooling. People called it Zoom University. I believe that was a good decision by the state and Rowan, because if everyone is at home, the less people get the virus. I personally have mixed feelings about still being on Zoom though. I have commuted to Rowan all 4 years, so I'm happy I get to save some gas money and miles on my car. But on the other hand, I'm upset that it is my senior year of college and I'm sitting at home doing all my classes and cannot actually go to campus for my final year. I always interact with my classmates, make friends, and talk with my professors, have good relationships with them, but on Zoom, it is a lot harder to do all of that. I also play club volleyball here for the school, so my final season got canceled, so I'm pretty upset about that too. But overall, I do believe that Rowan cares deeply about everyone's health and is being precautious and safe, in my opinion.
Coming up, we will be talking about Rowan's new esports courses.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy, and busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay? Just go to the site.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
With esports growing and expanding day by day, Rowan University has made it a mission to jump in and make esports a concentration within the sports communication and media major. Despite the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Rowan has made great strides at making sure the major thrives despite the issues that COVID brings. At this moment, the courses for spring 2021 are as follows: Introduction to Esports, Esports Coverage and Media Reporting, Esports Coverage and Media in-game Observing, and Esports Coverage and Media Shoutcasting. These classes are all available online until further notice. Now over to a special report with Sade James and special guest Rowan as they discuss COVID, Rowan, and cannabis.
Katie, I'm Sade James, and I'm here with soon-to-be transfer student Rowan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm good, thank you for asking. So we're here to talk about COVID today and how it has affected you in schooling. What are your expectations coming into this fall semester?
Well, I am hoping to attend more in-class sessions with my professors and things like that because I'm more of a hands-on, in-person learner. Working remotely, you have to be very, very disciplined. And a person like myself who is very busy, I'm always doing, multitasking and have many things to do at once. So being at home, working remotely, I focus on too much at once. If I'm in class, I can focus on that one thing, and
All right.
learn a little bit better.
Thank you for that. And what are you planning on majoring?
Fashion design and audio engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that also. And are you good with remote learning at all, or do you rather be in person?
I am good with it because I am self-disciplined. I've had plenty of jobs where I had to work online and things like that, but I just prefer in-person learning.
Okay. And so Rowan is also a fashion designer and a musician. Can you tell us a little bit how COVID has affected you in this aspect?
Well, it has definitely affected my business. I wasn't able to attend many events or do many shows and things like that like I normally do. I wasn't able to travel as much and perform in other cities and states. So it was kind of depressing a little bit. Definitely affected people differently, but as musicians, it affected us drastically. We were able to keep up good things online, but it's just definitely not the same as being in person and being on stage. You get that feeling of the crowd and that energy. It's different.
So has it affected your sales on clothing as well?
It has affected my marketing, I should say. I'm able to market online and things like that, but like I said, when you're attending events, you're able to network a little bit more and reach out to people. So I say yes, it definitely has affected my sales a little bit, but even though COVID has forced people to shop online, but everybody's saving money at the same time.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah. So definitely it was a positive and negative.
Yeah. So are you interested in other hobbies other than fashion design and music?
Yes, I am into plant science, so I'm hoping to take a few classes there. I am a cultivator and things like that. I just love to grow fruits and veggies and different flowers and things like that. So I'm interested in plants.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Did you know that Rowan has a civil and engineering degree that you can major in?
Yes.
With plant science?
Yes.
Would you be interested in taking a couple courses?
I actually would be interested in taking a couple courses. Like I said, I'm interested in plant science, so it's something that I hope I could minor in or take a science class or something like that, and fill in for an elective or whatever.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so although marijuana is legal in New Jersey,
yes,
students are still not allowed to have marijuana on campus, or they'll get in trouble.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
See, everybody's probably expecting me to, be pro, marijuana in schools and stuff like that because I'm an artist. But no, I think if it's for medical reasons.
We're going to switch it over to Nick, who's talking entertainment.
As the COVID-19 vaccines become available, you might be asking yourself, should I get it? And if I do, will I be able to go about life without putting my family at risk? You've got questions, and that's normal. The fact is, the vaccines are safe and effective. They're going to save lives. To get the latest on the COVID-19 vaccines, visit getvaccineanswers.org, because getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed. It's up to you.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
The next sub meeting will be virtual and on April 7th for all Rowan students, and will be on April 21st, shortly 2 weeks after. There's a free virtual Q&A meet and greet with Ashley Park, mostly known for her role as Gretchen Wieners in The Mean Girls the Musical on Broadway. The meeting takes place at 7:15 p.m. on March 19th. The Extra Life Marathon is scheduled for March 20th from 1 to 9 p.m. in the Rowan Game Room. The Extra Life Marathon is an 8-hour gaming marathon to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. Last year, they were able to raise $4,000 and are hoping to do it again this year. RSVP is found on Rowan's website. Finally, trivia is scheduled on March 24th virtually, and registration is required. That's all for entertainment. Now let's head back to the desk.
Go anywhere. After the break, Christine is giving us this week's forecast.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Got a quarter?
To catch up on the latest on Rowan's spring sports season, let's hear from Joel.
Thanks, Katie. Hey guys, I'm Joel Vasquez, and I'm giving you Rowan's latest sports. The Rowan baseball team has struck out once again as they go another week without a game. They were scheduled to have a doubleheader on Saturday against Salisbury University, but it was canceled. According to coach Mike Dickinson, game cancellations will be pretty common throughout the season as teams continue to follow strict COVID-19 guidelines. He says, quote, "We take seriously the health and safety of our students. Obviously, that's the biggest thing, making sure our players are healthy and safe. The team is set to face off against Cabrini University on March 18th. Some bad news for our women's lacrosse team. They faced off against Salisbury University on March 3rd, and they lost with a final score of 7-16. But our girls aren't letting their spirits down because it was their first game in almost a year since the pandemic began. Head coach Lindsay Delaney was happy to not think about COVID for a little while. She says, quote, "There was a big sigh of relief and a huge sense of normalcy. It was pretty flawless in terms of that way," end quote. The team is looking forward to their next home game against Immaculata University on Saturday. Rowan is increasing its concentration on esports within the SportsCam program. Virtual sports has gained popularity over the last few years, and the pandemic has only helped. The university is already offering a vast variety of courses, from introduction to esports coverage and media reporting. The community is proving that they have come to play. Dr. Emil Steiner, director of the SportsCam major, says, quote, "There is no potential ceiling for esports and the possibilities are endless. We are ready to grow and meet the demand here at Rowan University." That's all for Rowan Sports. I'm Joel Vasquez. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Joelle. Now let's take a look at this weekend's forecast. Christine with the weather.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is a beautiful day with the highest temperatures we've seen in a long time, with sunny skies and a high of 74. And tonight will be partly cloudy with a low of 56. Tomorrow we are looking at a high of 67 with rain throughout the day and a low of 34, slightly cold, while Saturday we will see a high of 51 degrees but lots of sun and a low of 35. Sunday, we will see some clouds throughout the day with a high of 59 and a low of 27, so it will still be fairly cold. While Monday, we will see a few clouds throughout the day as well with a high of 44 and a low of 31. Tuesday will bring us a little bit of rain with a high of 48, but a low of 38, so it will still be fairly cold.
And that does it for tonight's episode of the Rowan Rundown. I'm Katie Francis. Have a great night.